Okay, now the time to really celebrate. Next picture, please. We are so happy and honored and grateful to have a beautiful teacher in our lives that happens to be a Geshe as well. And he just turned 30 years of becoming a Geshe yesterday. And I think it has been very beautiful in my experience. Thank you so much. And thank you. I will say from my side, thank you so much, because even if finishing your five houses homeworks is difficult, imagine how difficult like doing the Geshe program. So thank you for having done it and sharing it with us for all the hard work. And because of that, we have Jikme in online. She wants to share a few words. Then the Diamond Cutter Classics directors want to share some words. And then you're welcome, Geshe, if you wish to share anything or not. We have cake. So if Tech Table could help me to spotlight Jikme, because she was there and then it was fun. Actually, she helped me to organize this. Maybe it was basically her idea. Then she just convinced me to produce it. But I'm so happy. And then she told me some stories about those days she had the chance to be there around. So, Jikme, what would you like to say to the world?
Um, what does the world want to know about this?
What were the most interesting questions during the debate? I don't know. Not just kidding.
Oh, I can't even remember because we were sitting up above, so we weren't in the temple, and everything was also in Tibetan. But I did get some footage of it later, and what happened was, so there was one guy debating with him. He was sitting there with his hat on, the Geshe hat. And whenever he said something, all the guys around him would look at him and laugh. So it wasn't I mean, it was obviously serious, but it was also very lighthearted. And probably about 10 of his students went with him. So that was kind of fun because it kind of gave us this closeness to what the origins of all these teachings are. And it was really interesting to see where these people were living, like the mud streets, because every time it rained, it would turn to mud. And they were cooking in these humongous pots. You could cook like three humans in there, or maybe a whole cow. And it's just like a really difficult living situation. And anyway, what comes of it is amazing, and it's crucial, that this is like the very tenuous um, connection that brought us these teachings. If it weren't for this system, then these teachings would very likely have been lost.
Thank you, Jigme, for sharing with us and for bringing up this idea of celebrating this day. Now, next we have Ben and Nick on behalf of Diamond Core Classics to share some words before we move on to the cake.
Oh, hi.
All right,
there
guys,
I
let
am.
me ask you, what has been for you as translators to have a Geshe as a teacher?
Well,
Now you can say whatever you want.
I feel like we're pretty lucky. I mean, 99% of what we're learning in Diamond Cutter Classics, we could only learn from somebody with the experience that Geshe Michael has. So, Diamond Cutter Classics wouldn't exist. But beyond that, he's a pretty special Geshe, and that he can translate it to us in a way that is so understandable and practical for all of us, which is just amazing. And there's nobody like that. It's funny though. Sometimes I feel like I work hard. And I'll just say something. And I'll offer myself excuses of why I can't learn, the language or the philosophical ideas fast enough. And then one of my friends who is probably here said, "Oh yeah, it's hard. I mean, you know, Geshe Michael he only just started a diamond company that grew to $250 million while completely memorizing the canon of literature and getting a Geshe." So it's inspiring.
What do you think, Ben? Is it true what Nick's saying? Not just kidding.
You know, we just had this class about how to recognize a lineage and how to know if someone's in a lineage. And I see it in a lot of ways as a gift to me that our teacher did this thing for us, because there are other reasons to rely in him. But I don't have enough of an understanding as an ordinary person to recognize who in this world I can trust and who I can't trust. I found him because he achieved this degree, because he was someone from my culture who had achieved this degree. And that's how I found him. And that's how I learned that he was someone very special for other reasons for me to listen to. But by achieving this degree, he made a gift to all of us, that those of us who can't understand the deeper reasons why he's a special sort of a teacher, we would know to come to him, that we would have an understanding, a sort of ordinary understanding of his achievements in this world, to come to find a reliable source to listen to. And I've never left since. You know, I came to with some curiosity, because I knew that this fella from my culture had this degree, but I've stayed for the rest of my life because of the incredible power of the gifts that he's been giving me constantly, every day, all day.
Hey. Okay, so now we have the special cake to celebrate, and I would like to invite you, if you would like to share, you as well. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, okay, and stay here with us.
Are you going to
Look,
send us cake?
Oh, I took my tie
you
off.
have to come to receive your keys. So there you go.
Wait. Okay. Okay. Come on. I was thinking two things that I'd like to say, and then I think that's enough. One is I never thought of getting a Geshe degree. I never was thinking about it. I just wanted to learn everything. So, you know, I just kept studying with my teacher, and one day they said, you know, you can get a Geshe if you want. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I wasn't trying to get a Geshe degree. And I just was so having fun with my teacher and learning all this stuff with my teacher. And I think maybe that's how you get a Geshe degree. You don't worry about it. You don't think about it. And then one day they say, okay, come to the temple, you can debate and get a Geshe degree, you know, and you're like, okay. So I think the main thing is to have fun with your teacher and your friends, and have a lot of fun studying that. That's one thing. The other is, recently I was writing the biography of Rendawa, who was Tsongkhapa's teacher. And, you know, seeing how he put together the Geshe course. So really, Tsongkhapa was following his teacher, who studied the major 5 books of the Geshe course and passed it on with Tsongkhapa. And then I was just thinking how lucky we are after 2,000 years, 2,500 years, that these books survive in this world. You know, it's some kind of very strange karma. You know, I don't think this kind of understanding or wisdom could have survived you know, through some kind of institution or something like that. It survives through raw karma, you know, people's karma kept it alive for 2,500 years. And so I think so those two things. Number one, have fun and don't worry about where you are. Just have a lot of fun with it. And then secondly, be grateful that people have kept this alive for 2,500 years, and do what you can do to keep it alive, okay? Because that's what it takes. For 43 generations, people have kept it alive, and now it's on us. You know, now it's our responsibility. So do your best to help. Do it. Dedicate your life to keep this knowledge in the world. It's not Geshe, it's the knowledge should stay in this world. So far, it's safe. So far, the knowledge of the 5 great schools is alive and well. Last thing, okay. There's a disconnect between the ancient monasteries and modern life. You know, that we go there, we study, there's probably 15,000 people in those monasteries. They are studying these classics. But I think there's a little disconnect between them and the real world. Like there's a joke in my monastery that one Geshe went to ride the bus to North India and visit a friend, and he couldn't count the change in the bus station. He couldn't do the math to figure out how much money he should pay. And, you know, I think there's a little bit of I don't know, it's isolated. The wisdom is isolated from the real world. And normal Tibetans, normal Tibetan people have no connection with the monasteries. They never go there. They never study there. They never learn anything from there. And I think there's some kind of disconnect. So I think we have a special place in the world to bring this wisdom out of the monasteries into the real world. And especially things like DCI or things like that. I think it's amazing. And I think it's never happened in history. And so I think we're living in amazing times when we can have normal people translating the classics and printing the books about the classics, and then going to Kyoto with their wife and their child. Normal people. I mean, Ben's kind of normal. And teaching this wisdom to normal people in the normal world. I think it's a miracle. And I think we're living in very unusual times in the world. And this knowledge is coming into the normal world. And that's unbelievable. So thanks to Peachtree World News. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, there you go. So if you want some cake, you will have to come. Or I don't know. I guess that's the only option so far. Unless you want to pay us to send it you some, maybe. All right. Thank you very much, Geshe-la. Really, Veronica, thank you for having come today. And all the live audience, thank you so much for spending the time. We get together pretty much every Monday, every Saturday, you know, online as well. So if everything goes well, see you Monday for more exciting news and teachings.
Thanks, everybody. See you on Monday.
Whole Foods.